Hi everyone, this is Artemis HD, bringing you a new anti-tank materiel rifle video. On April 11th, I uploaded an anti-tank rifle or anti-tank materiel rifle video before the Boys AT rifle was even added to Battlefield 5. Even on Twitter, I tweeted about anti-tank rifles and weapons that could possibly be added to Battlefield 5. In this video, we're revisiting the anti-tank rifles and talk about a few and a brief history about them. The anti-tank rifle was born during the First World War, World War I. It was a World War I invention by the German Imperial Army during World War I, and it was chambered for a 13.2 millimeter. And this was from the Tank Hunter kit, and it was known as the Mauser Tankgewehr. Now, Battlefield 5 is based in World War II. So now that we're in World War II, the tank rifles back then were more evolved and were a lot bigger. Some were chambered for 20 millimeters, others were chambered for 50 BMG, or even smaller types of high velocity bullets. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about the Boys rifle, and a brief history about how I play it, and a brief history about it itself. The Boys rifle was in development in the early 1930s. It was originally named Project Extension, and in development of the process of this rifle, one of the major designers of this rifle actually was a Captain H.C. Boys, who actually helped push the British military to adopt a anti-tank rifle. But sadly, a few days, Project Extension was adopted. Captain H.C. Boys died. So in his honor and memory, the name Project Extension would be scrubbed from history, and Boys would end up being in the history books as the most famous, iconic anti-tank rifle known in the British military during the Second World War. And it's kind of pretty amazing how they honored basically that rifle by adding it in Battlefield 5. Now, I will say though, scouts that play sniper roles in this game go after softer targets with the Boys rifle. The reason why is that it's a one-shot single kill, and some players do complain because of that. And I'm sorry, buck up, get good. Okay, no offense. But anyway, when you're a scout and you play with this rifle, just remember you're not trying to shoot people, you're trying to destroy tanks. That's how this rifle was mentioned to do. It was supposed to pierce through a small amount of armor and also lighter vehicles. All anti-tank rifles were designed that purpose. But later in the mid-40s, 43, this rifle was really showing age and was kind of obsolete in Europe, and it faded out in Europe. Though in the Pacific theater, of the war, the whole war, this rifle was completely used in the Pacific. It was used by U.S. Marine Corps, who privately bought this rifle, and it was used by the Australians and the Canadians and the English, who were still fighting also in the Pacific. And this seen great action during the Second World War. It fired a 50 BMG, too, by the way. So it's a little slightly bigger than regular 50 BMG. It was a 55-inch. It's a little bit bigger. But anyway, because I went off topic there, talked a bit more history about the gun. How to play with this rifle, you really have to be very cautious and sneaky and take your time and be an opportunist to actually take out a armored vehicle. Jeeps are great. Universal carriers are great, half-tracks are great, but tanks are awesome. I feel great when I'm taking out a tank out of action. And it feels pretty badass, actually. I love playing aggressive with this rifle, and that's what you see in this whole video, is me being very aggressive against tanks. Though later in this video, I will show you how a true sniper squad actually takes out greater long-distance targets with this rifle. But anyway, seeing that I've talked a bit about the Boys, I talked about the way I like to use it. Let's talk more about other anti-tank rifles. Now, later on in this game life cycle, we will be introduced to a rifle that I mentioned in my first video, the Panzerbuch 39. The reason why it was adopted by the German military, or Wehrmacht, in 1939. That will be added to this game, too, by the way. And also, because the Japanese and the Americans are common, I just want to ask the developers and devs, if you do see my video, please, there is an anti-tank rifle for the Japanese. I want to tell people. It's a 20mm fully automatic anti-tank rifle called the Type 97. And it's a big, awesome, amazing anti-tank rifle. I would love them to add that in the game if the Japanese do come out. But anyway, I'm Artemis HD. I really hope you guys love this anti-tank rifle video, and I'll see you all later on the battlefield. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Actually, I still have a spawn beacon right there. I'm gonna spawn in as a support. Oh, I will do that.
Please. Oh, I see him.
Yep.
Right there.
Missed. Right there. Beacon. Nice
Got
shot.
him. Oh my
Nice shot.
god, that might have been a long, crazy ass shot, actually.